poppin'? What is good, everybody? This is your boy Brumal, and we are back with more Trails in the Sky. We will now be starting Chapter 3. Hope you guys are excited. I believe we have 2 more chapters left in the game, but you guys seen how long this game goes. I mean, we're at like 60 plus hours at the moment. Yeah, we're at 60 hours and 7 minutes. Granted, the majority of this has been me off camera grinding and all that, but still. Definitely a game you can get your money's worth if you do everything. Ugh, stubborn bastard. I can't read all this when it's going that fast. Dang, we can't shake them. Why'd they do that? We have no choice. Time for a counterattack. I guess you're finally taking me seriously. Good. I was getting sick of playing tag with you fools. He's not going to give up now until he's dead. It's like, what a stubborn idiot. Does he really think he can beat 2-to-1 odds? I mean, y'all was the one running, weren't y'all? I think I already have. What? Every fight takes spirit. You lose that when you've lost everything. And I figured out exactly what kind of spirit you losers had when you took off with your tails between your legs. Silence! Gilder Dog! Oh, I thought the Gilder Dog was the name of an enemy. He's talking about him. Never mind. Now, we can handle you. You're in for a painful death. Bro, how come you was missing all... He hit that time, but he was missing all those times when we were playing. That's crazy. Ugh. Dang it. We can't get caught now. Okay. How about you just surrender and give me your full confessions? Starting with who are you and what you're after. You needn't concern yourself about that. What? When did you get here? Commander? You came for us. Alright, you two are pitiful. You failed to report in as appointed. And this is why? It's like, we have no excuses. We've had a lot of interference. I get it. So you're the man in charge. Only of this particular scene. Allow me to apologize on behalf of my men. Could I persuade you to overlook this incident? Huh? Okay, repeat that. I said that I'd like for you to overlook this incident. We never had any intention on running afoul of the Bracer Guild. Don't make me laugh. You think I'm just gonna look the other way and let you get away with what you did? Well, I had thought it a generous offer, personally. Certainly a fairer price than death. Both of you stand down. Return to the rendezvous point at once. Yes, sir. Thank you, Commander. Where do you think you're going? Son of a... Fine. The target may have changed, but as long as I have one... And you being the leader, I assume you've got better information to offer me than your underlings anyways. Right? You think it'll be that easy to make me talk? I sure as hell intend to find out. I meant to say heck. My bad, guys. Ooh, that music. Oh! This song shows up in this game? I completely forgot about that. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is one of my favorite songs for this series. For the Sky series, at least. Alright. This actually changes things now, because now that I know this song is playing. Yeah, okay. Anyways, you have an irrepressible passion, but a great weight bears down on you. You are not quite so different from me. What did you just say? It's a painful thing to be powerless in a time of crisis, but you know that feeling all too well, no? I can see it in your eyes. Fine then. I don't know who you are, but I think I like you. There's no shame in powerlessness. There's no shame in being outmatched. You and I both know that. Perhaps we could come to a mutual beneficial arrangement. Screw you. This man's casting arts, but you suck at arts. Anyways, don't act like you know anything about me. You're in for one heck of a beatdown. All talk, no shock. But the guild's gonna love interrogating you. Oh, what the? That man fought an illusion. Is that the body split craft? I could sense something fate from the dark forest beyond. Nice try, but you've got a heavy heart. And a heavy heart makes for a light blade. Why don't you come out here from where? Yeah, why don't you come out from your hiding and say that? When a warrior enters a skirmish, he must be prepared to lose everything. Otherwise, he can gain nothing. In order to live as a man, you must forego all anger and grief. With that, I bid you farewell. The presence in the trees seemed to have vanished. Forego? Who the heck am I supposed to do? Wait, what? How the heck am I supposed to do that? I said who? I can't read. I probably should have used a different voice for that character. But hey. But anyways, chapter 3, The Black Ornament. Oh man. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm kidding. You guys remember when videos used to be 10 minutes long? There's no way you could play this game back in the day. Or record this game back in the day. Well, guess she's not here yet. Did we get here that early? Well, could be. Want to kill some time at the tavern? Nah. It's nice out, so I think I'd rather just wait here. I doubt I could ever get tired of the view of the river. Yeah, no kidding. I even get the feeling that Rowan's finally back to normal. Pretty amazing considering the uproar after Mayor Dalmore's arrest. Well, a seated mayor has never been arrested before. Try to imagine if Mayor Klaus was arrested in Roland. Yeah, that would be a real shock. But when I think of it that way, the people of Rouen almost seem cold. I mean, they were clearly surprised by what happened, but not a single person was truly shocked, as far as I can tell. Well, you have to remember, the mayor of Rouen has always been selected by the bloodline alone. He wasn't elected to his position by the Rouarians, and that probably makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, that's true. The people of Rouen appointed Klaus mayor. Because they liked him and trusted him. Dalmore's getting what he deserves, but I still feel kind of bad for him. Hey, look who's here. Huh?
Hey, yo, what's up? How y'all doing?
Oh, see.
What up, little mama?
Estelle, Joshua. That girl came running. Hey, I'm sorry that I'm late. No problem. We just got here ourselves. Don't tell us that you ran all the way here. You really didn't need to rush. Well, I couldn't let you go without seeing you off. Thank you very much for contacting me. Chloe, I keep telling you, you don't have to thank us. You too, Seek. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, whatever.
Well then, shall we be off? Okay. We need to use the south exit to reach Zeiss, right? Yes, on the southern road is a checkpoint called Erlitten. Alright. You can set out for Zeiss from there. Roger that. Okay, let's go. Okay, and before we do that, we are actually going to, this is our day to talk to all the NPCs. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I believe there's a new issue of the Liberal News, which is right here. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And then when we get done, we're going to read everything as well. Alright, so let's talk to you. Huh. I never would have suspected Mayor Dalmore of such crimes. The position of Mayor Rouen has been held by the Dalmores for generations. I suspect that one of them being arrested will be the end of the little tradition. For an old man like me, it's been a genuine shock. Makes you think if any other of his family members were corrupt like him. All this talk of the mayor doing those terrible things is quite unsettling. Even so, it's a good thing that he was arrested. Someone like that would no doubt only get into more trouble if he were allowed to run free. The Bracer Guild is commended. One's over here. Alright. We care about each other, so we take care of each other. It's not always easy, that's for sure. I have no idea who you're talking about. I've been invited to Zeiss as a guest engineer, but in the end, I turned down the invitation. It was very flattering to me as an engineer, but I'm Todd's brother first and foremost. Alright. I have my own reasons for not wanting to leave Rouen. Well, if not for me, my brother would probably be researching new kinds of engines. Dang, that sucks. But I get it. I wonder who their family is, actually. I'd have to look, I have to look better at the NPCs to figure that one out. Alright. It's heartbreaking that children should be drawn into such terrible events. The head of our church is planning to visit the children. I intend to go with him if he'll allow me. Someone has to hold down the church. So the love of money claimed the mayor, as it has done with so many others. Care must be taken to ensure that the region does not fall into chaos and disorder. Almighty Adios, please grant us your guidance and wisdom. Oh, there's that. There is that. This whole mess with the mayor has caused quite the stir. It's making it difficult to study, what with all the noise. It's just amazing to me that Mayor Dalmore was responsible for all this trouble. I'd always thought he was a good man. Boy, was I wrong. I wonder what our dads were making so much noise about. You say your dads or our dads? Who's your sister? Or sibling? Given that the mayor was the face of Rouen's tourism industry, his arrest will really ruin the town's image. We're already seeing a drop in the number of visitors and hotel reservations. If we really have to elect a new mayor, I prefer Mr. Norman. I think he'd do a lot to help rebuild up the tourism industry. I think my mom and dad are both home today. I hope I'll get to go play. Yeah, one of them was a fisherman, right? They can just go back to that. Mayor Dalmore. He always was one to put on airs, but never in a million years did I think he'd put him up that thick. That man had monsters as pets, yo, and we killed them. Alright. If you got a smile on your face all your life, it kind of loses its meaning. But the fact is, we're alive. Sure? The rest of the mayor is going to cause some big trouble for government proceedings. I figure it'll also have a big impact on tourism. The mayor did something bad. He's not a nice man. Well, is it true what the Libero News wrote? It's just so hard to believe that the mayor was a criminal, although I really never liked him all that much. Well, we wouldn't know because we didn't read the news yet, but we'll read it as soon as we're done talking to everyone. I think I'll go to Zeiss for some fishing next. I've never been there before, but I hear it's a fisherman's dream. Well, we might be seeing you there, buddy. The ravens must have been hypnotized by the mayor, by the mayor to help them or something. To tell you the truth, my little brother is one of them.
Oh man, hold on, what's that? Whew. Alright.
He doesn't always do the right thing, but he's not a bad person. Idiots. I guess now it's time to pay the piper. I did it! I figured out the map. Okay. This time I'm gonna find the pirate treasure. Alright. Because I didn't necessarily play 2, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a quest for us in 2. Like I said, guys, the Trails in the Sky series, as well as Azure and Zero, are the only games that I watched on YouTube because I didn't have means of accessing them. Cold Steel 1, 2, and 3 are the only ones that I've beaten. Or like actually played and beaten. In Cold Steel 4, I was still in chapter 1 about 60 hours in. You heard me correctly, guys. I was 60 hours in on chapter 1. And I ended up losing all my data when my PlayStation turned off on me because of a power outage, and all my data got corrupted. So yes, sad day. Very sad. And I was just like... So yeah. Hard to believe that the mayor's been arrested. I suppose that means we'll be electing a new mayor. I've been extremely interested in seeing who decides to run for office. It's going to be me. I'm running for office. Did something major happen, I wonder? Huh, the city sure is noisy. Is it? It's probably the waves. As much as I don't like the ocean, I would kind of actually like to live in a harbor town. I think that'd be kind of dope. Like, the scenery of the ocean is nice, but me in the water, I can swim, but only for like 2 minutes before I get tired. Then I'm dead. Anyways. I'm relieved to know that the mayor has been arrested. Since House Dalmore has no more heirs, we'll have to elect a new mayor, won't we? Oh man, no more heirs, huh? He didn't have a children? You would think a lot of women will be lining up to, get some of that, to get some of that Mayor Dalmore. Oh, hey you guys. Karna! Huh. Are you feeling better? Fit as a fiddle. I'm back at work as of today. I wish I had some way to pay you back for all the trouble that I put you through. Oh, come on. Once you become a full-fledged bracer, come back to Rouen. I'll be waiting for you. I think she has another one. I wish I had to... okay, I thought she did. Huh, are you planning to go to Zeiss next? There may be clues about the Black Ornament there. It'll be a real load off our minds when you two get promoted to full-fledged bracers. Melvin should be up here. Yep. The mayor's been arrested. I just don't... What's going on? I wonder what weapon Malin uses. Malin is from a completely different game. I'm like, oh really? What game is that? I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm just kidding. He's from a game called Tales of Zestiria. If you guys want to see me play through that, Tales of Zestiria and Berseria, since those are the only two Tales games I believe that are intertwined with each other, let me know. Other than if it has a -2 at the end of it, like Tales of Symphonia. Anyways, all right. Was the mayor really arrested? I don't know the whole story, but it must have been something major. The mayor arrested. Don't care how much money you've got or who you are. If you start attacking orphans, you're scum. It's a nasty enough story to shock the foulest of scoundrels. Yeah? I'll be off at sea, so I won't get the chance to vote. But whoever the next mayor is, I hope he'll keep the dockhands and sailors in mind. The guys in the North Block want Norman to be the new mayor. Alright. We'd rather it be Portos. Really? It's hard to believe that the mayor's let himself become. And I've been hoping to discuss the condition of the harbor's equipment with him. So, now what do we do? You better become mayor then. Make a change yourself. Mayor Dalmore took tourism way too seriously. I knew he'd never be able to replacements for our equipment. A real mayor would do what's best for the citizens, not what makes him the most money. If the boss got elected as mayor, it'll make things less stressful on us. All right. It's hard not to look at Chief Portos and not feel a little sorry for how stressed out the man is all the time. Still, when the chips are done, he's the boss that we can rely on. Looks like the Ravens are coming back. Maybe it's just me, but they seem pretty out of the sorts. Could just be the gravity of everything that happened, though. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. I could have sworn that Gilbert was coming here. We can't remember a dang thing about the whole what to do. Reese challenged this chick with the military haircut in a duel. Oh no. But you should have seen it. She beat him down so fast, he barely knew what hit him. We've seen a lot of cute chicks lately, but do they all have to be such BAs? Gilbert was taken away in a different airship from us. I wonder where they're taking him. Alright. See this cut? It's from Agate's sword. Looks like the mayor was nastier than any of us. If Agate finds out about this, he's gonna start hitting us again. I don't think my head can take any more trauma. Can't believe we got controlled by the mayor like that. All those things he made us do, like friggin' puppets. And by him, of all people, how pathetic is that? Well, no need to get all pissy about it. It's not like the soldier chick isn't already riding my butt. Anyways. I guess it's famous luck with women at work again. They spot you, they'll get locked up in the naval airship. This girl in the blue and white uniform told me so. All right. Okay, so they fought Julia. At first I thought they was fighting Richard's. First I thought they fought Richard's right hand. That girl, I can't remember her name. All right. The Dalmores have truly fallen far. If the mayor really had a hand on those crimes, he'll never seem like a real mayor again. More importantly, I just worry about those poor kids from the orphanage. I can't do much of anything to help, but I can at least dote on them a little. Give your prayers to Adios. No one except the Dalmores have ever been elected as mayor before. But the next election will change all of that, unpleasant though it will be. I guess that if anyone else wants to be mayor, now's the time to go after it. Wish my husband had a little more drive. You want your husband to be in charge? Dang, we never see anyone in this house other than her. I guess her husband is Norman, or was it Portos? No, Harg is her husband, I think. I'm not sure. My brother hasn't come home yet, and my dad says he's not welcome here. How come my dad always so cold to my big brother? Because he's probably not being a man. Oh, I'm in shock that the mayor was involved in such a horrible scandal. And I thought him to be such a fine man when I spoke to him. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's Norman. Okay. Alright. What's happened is truly a shame, but we can't afford to sit and puzzle over it. The mayor made a grave mistake, but he is the reason that Rouen Rouen been so successful in its expansion. Alright. Last stop is the mayor's residence. I've been working here for a long time, but what should I do about my pay? Who would have believed that the mayor would be arrested? What's to become of this estate now? I've gotten wrapped up in this whole mess. I think that Dario and I are... I'm going to leave soon and go find new jobs. Maybe I should become a guide. Is her name Daria? No, that's Flora. Who's Daria? Because Flora is her mother, from what I can recall. From the last episode. Yeah, from our last episode. I always thought that the mayor to be a fine man, and I was proud to prepare his meals. We've come to a sorry state. More's the pity. Sorry, alright. I served House Dalsmore for over 30 years. That's such a distinguished family with a long history of dedicated service to Rouen should come to this. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily blame it on the rest of his family, just him. I mean, the way I see it, you're only responsible for your own actions. No one else is responsible for your own actions. Granted, people can be molded into what they are through bad parenting or whatsoever, but still. Alright, there's a drawbridge control unit here. Oh, okay, so we found out that the drawbridge, or that was a controller for the drawbridge. Nice. Okay, guys, so I have to come out here and talk to this NPC and grab something. Let's see, maybe it's around here. Looking around for stuff to help me with my writing. All the books I've been reading lately have really inspired me, so to write something of my own. I know that feeling. Foreshadowing for a light novel that I'm creating on that will be released sometime in the future. I don't know how long, but yeah. When it's ready, I'll let you guys know. Writing is hard, by the way. Here, take a look at this one. I found it particularly moving. The Carnelia Chapter 6. Reading is food for the brain. Alright, guys. So, we have two pieces that we need to read. First thing being, yes, the Black Ornament. The first thing being, Libero Issue 6. Alright. Breaking story, Rouen mayor arrested. A sudden arrest. Yesterday afternoon, Rouen's mayor, Morse Dalmore, 48, was arrested, and he was arrested by the Royal Guard on suspicion of arson and intent to commit other crimes. His steward, Gilbert Stein, 25, really? Alright. Was arrested on the same charges. Both are in the custody of the Intelligence Division and have been transferred to Leyston Fortress. A horrifying rampage by the incumbent mayor. Mayor Dalmore is suspected of ordering the arson carried out on Mercia Orphanage and plotting the theft of the donations as well. Although those responsible for committing that acts have not yet been caught. I love that. I just looked at his face. They chose that portrait. All right. The mayor's steward, Gilbert, was seized at the scene, suggesting his involvement. Arcel aids in arrest. Mayor Dalmore abruptly fled his residence during questioning by the Bracer Guild and attempted to flee down the Rubine River in his personal yacht. Like I said, that was a yacht. All right. The Bracers reacted quickly and alerted the Royal Guard, who rushed to the scene in the high-speed cruiser. Arcel and used its hull as a barrier to thwart the escape. After his apprehension, the suspect appeared to have a temporary lapse of memory, possibly due to shock, but has since regained his composure. That's right, I completely forgot about the fact that he was going through the same thing that old boy was going through. Now, granted, we don't know when he racked up that debt. Maybe he was under control before that happened. But yeah, I completely forgot that he was, he could have racked up that debt before he was, he got into that weird state, that old boy was with. From Dawn, from chapter 1, or chapter 2, I mean. So yeah, who's to say how long he's been acting strangely. So yeah. Alright, what motivated such a despicable act? A figure born into privilege and wealth who, for years, managed the affairs of the municipal government. right, has fallen from grace, all for what in the end was nothing more than an enormous debt born from an insatiable personal greed. In an investigation conducted by the Liberal News, it was uncovered that Morse Dalmore had been engaged in a number of speculative market transactions. However, a year prior, these deals in the Republic fell through, and he was left with a substantial debt. In order to cover his losses, Dalmore diverted money from the city's budget and attempted to develop a number of resort homes to be built somewhere within the region, perhaps reasoning that the profit gained from some prime real estate would hide his pilfering. Pilfering? I don't know how that's pronounced. All right, from the city coffers and restore his prior wealth. Unfortunately, the key to his plan, the Mercia orphanage, declined and offered to sell the land upon which it stood. The desperate suspected then resorted to arson and slipped into a heinous spree of crime. Society. Rouen awaits a speedy election. Alright, with the incumbent mayor under arrest and incapable of fulfilling his duties, Rouen's succeeding municipal government is expected to endure an extended period of confusion. However, through an abolishment of aristocracy, I have to think about that word, and stimulus enactment of a royal charter. In an instance such as this one, the law stipulates that an election must be held at the earliest possible date and a new mayor selected. Therefore, in the interest of public stability, a prompt of nonpartisan election is awaited by all. Technology. The Orbital Calculator, PAPL, number one in processing ability worldwide. Mechanical computation, through application of ordnance, has been used in a vast range of fields, beginning with navigational equipment aboard airships. However, the chapel, which is located in the Zeiss Central Factory, reigns supreme in this department. The chapel has the ability to instantly locate information from within its databanks, which currently store an amount equal to that of numerous encyclopedias. Its inventor, Professor Russell, is presently researching further possible applications for this technology. All right, and we also have the Carnelia, Chapter 6. 13 pages. All right. Ascertaining the inner workings. All right. My Ortman emptied bag and package wrapped in the old magazine paper were still laid out neatly on the table in front of me. The bracer sitting opposite of me gazed alternately at my face and the items on the table as if trying to gauge my reactions to them. Constantly rubbing his chin between his fingers, it appeared to me as though he was making an effort to display his right hand, snugly fit in his leather gauntlet. I had been led to the second floor of the lodge by two men, and then, after they had painstakingly checked the layout on the floor, I was taken to the farthest room from the stairs. It occurred to me that the reason for the use of the makeshift space was due to there being no guild branch nearby. The first man to sit in front of me was the lanky one. He told me his name, but I soon forgot which one was Clayton and which one was Pavel. Pavel? About the time I had finished being frisked, the bracers wearing the gauntlets, Clayton or Pavel, whoever it was, returned and whispered something in their partner's ear. It seemed as though they were trying to locate Sister Carnelia, but having no luck. After much probing on the subject of her in the Jaeger Corps, and after relating everything I had heard from her on the train, I turned the conversation around and, playing the role of the victim, inquired into her past history. Though strictly speaking, I guess I was in fact the victim. All right. Her name is Selnit. Ein Selnit. Read aloud the lanky bracer from the pocketbook he had just below eye level. Originally, a constituent? I don't know what that word is. I don't know how to pronounce that. Member of the Jaeger Corps. Her present affiliation and activities are unknown. In short, added his partner pompously, she's not the type of person any upstanding citizen should be getting involved with. He reached out of his gauntlet clan hand, and picked up the object bundled in scrap paper, checking my reaction all the while. He unwrapped the paper, laying it out flat and center on the table. Its contents turned out to be a lump of metal ingrained with a sort of clay-like substance. I blurted out, I was on my way to the research institute with the item when everything happened, and then threw in the address of some non-existent client for good measure. The bracers took notes, making sure not to leave out any details of our conversation. Then, to dispel my lingering suspicions, I agreed to stay with them under their watchful eyes for the night. The next day, I also found myself inclined to go along with them to the nearest guild branch in order to file a report about the events of what happened at the station. But I had no qualms. Over the matter. My greatest concern at the moment, after all, was not running into any more trouble. I awoke as the sun came up over the horizon. Day broke. With the advent of a peaceful morning, I sat up in the bed and breathed a sigh of relief. The bracers, who had stood guard the previous night, were no longer present in the room, but the sound of their voices could be heard, echoing out in the hallway beyond the closed door. All right. Slipping my arms through the sleeves of my jacket, I felt a sharp pain in my right elbow, which brought back vivid memories of the woman from the day before. Suddenly, a feeling of uneasiness came over me, and still half undressed. Okay. I began adjusting my ointment. After opening its back cover, I used a thin piece of tan doe skin and started plucking out the quartz installed in each slot. It didn't take but 5 minutes to insert them each into different slots and rearrange their configuration with a set of light magic as my base. One by one, I replaced each screw until finally the metallic panel was back in place. And as a feeling of calmness set in, I rolled back over in bed. It was at that time that a tall woman, appearing to be a maid, opened the door carrying a basin of hot water, and washed their faces. I'm sorry. What? A basin of hot water for a sink, with which guests could shave and wash their faces. I don't know how I jumped from one line to another like that. After placing the small steaming tub on the table, the woman went quietly about her daily task of removing the bed linen. Finding myself shooed from my own bed, I reluctantly headed toward the basin when just beyond the opening door, I caught sight of two shadows cutting across the hallway in succession. They're here, I heard myself mutter as the low tone of my suppressed voice reached my ears. With only a bar of soap in hand, I remained unbelievable calm as I quickly shut and bolted the door. Then, pondering my next move, I stood still with my back pressed against the wall. On the other side of the hardened clay wall, the brief clamor of fighting ensued. Fumbling with the chain attached to my hip pocket, I grabbed hold of the orbit. I had adjusted just barely moments before. It was two bracers versus two others I had seen moments ago. Throwing myself into the mix with the two men from the guild would definitely put us at an advantage from the numbers standpoint. However, when I turned again to face the door, the voice of self-doubt came pure clotting through my closed lips in the form of a distant mutter. There were only two of them, I murmured to myself. If Sister Carnelia's words were to be believed, then one unit consisted of 3 people, not 2. Again, I questioned myself inwardly. Then where's the third? The hair on the back of my neck stood on end as I realized my plight. Something swung down over the top of the head, catching me around the neck. And the next instant, I was flung to the ground. From the corner of my blurred and spotty vision came the inexplicable view of a woman with demonic bloodshot eyes standing over me, trying to wrench the very life out of me with every twist of the sheet she could wrap tightly around my throat. Clutching my orb in hand, I activated it and fired off a burst of magic while lying half asphyxiated on the wooden planks of the room floor. The destructive vortex of compressed air sliced deeply into my hip. But at the same time caused the woman to double over before forcibly blowing her to another part of the room. Shreds of whirling linen flecked and sprayed with fresh blood blasted out through a gaping hole in the wall where the closed window once stood, leaving nothing behind but shards of broken glass and a frame rent beyond all repair. Alright. So we know that this Toby guy, after reading that, we know that this Toby guy uses wind, or at least used the wind ornament magic or whatever. But yeah, that's going to be it for this part, guys. And this is the last time we'll be seeing Ruwan, I believe, for a long while. I don't think we come to Ruwan back in this game. Back in this game at least. But yeah, and yeah. So with that, we're gonna call this a part, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.